Well, Chris, it's a great success tonight.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. It was great to see so many players from that era all demonstrating their camaraderie and the spirit that got them that success. It's fantastic that 30 odd years on, they still show that together in there. And it was a great night, and everybody, I'm sure, has enjoyed it greatly.
Yeah, like you said, I think the fans have enjoyed it, and I think the players have enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, and both of the managers that was there. John Newman, absolutely fantastic to see him. He's travelled a long way, and of course George himself was George Kerr, wasn't he? He's absolutely fantastic. A great character. You can see why players wanted to play for him, because he has that little bit different, stepped him out from the crowd. And I can see how players, like I said, wanted to play for him.
And the Mariners Trust have brought them all together for the first time.
Yeah, I think George is a little bit cynical in a way that maybe it's taken 30 odd years and should have been done maybe sooner. Frankly, he probably has a point. But yeah, Mariners Trust have done that. We've done it with Laurie McMenemy's side. We've done it with part of Alan Buckley's side, but I think there's more to come. And hopefully later on this year we'll do something similar with Alan's side for the launch of his new book, which will be very interesting.
You sort of captured the fans' imagination the last few days, though, haven't it?
I think the thing that really boosted the attendance tonight was the late news, if you like, that Joe Waters was coming all the way from Seattle, because he was a very special player. There's been some special players out there at Blundell Park, but Joe Waters is at the very, very top of that tree, in my opinion.
And you spoke about a member of the trust going on the board.
That's right. Mr. Fenty and myself have now signed that documentation. Obviously John's away on holiday at the moment, but when he comes back, that will be formalised, and yeah, we'll move on. That's a milestone, but that certainly isn't the end of the journey as far as the trust is concerned. I see that very much as of the beginning of the journey, because there's a long way still to go, and that's where we want to keep going. We want to build the relationship with a football club. We want to build the relationship within the community, because ultimately that wins for everybody.
How important is it to have somebody on the board?
I think it's important because it's a stepping stone. I also think it's seen in lots of people's eyes as maybe announces that the Mariners Trust is a serious player. We believe we are, but it gives us that added credibility to move forward, that the fans have a direct voice at the very top level of the football club. We've still got, like I say, a long way to go. We've reached the trigger membership number of 750, but in my eyes that's just a start, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be looking to treble and quadruple and keep moving forward with this, and that's our aim.
And how do you see the future?
Crystal ball. I think the future for the trust is very much dependent upon the support that we can engineer, but we've got to sell that, and I use the word loosely really, to sell it to the public of the area that it does mean something. Grimsby Town Football Club means a lot to a lot of people, and we just need to tie those things together, get the community really behind the football club. I think that's going to boost the club, but I also think that brings a feel-good factor to the community itself. I
know you are very firm believers in the youth system, aren't you?
Yeah. I worked briefly within the youth setup. We've seen tonight what a fantastic, I said during my speech, you cannot get a better recommendation for the youth system by seeing the likes of Dave Moore and Kev Drinkle and Terry Donovan and Tony Ford, all these people that came through the youth setup. Yes, that was a long time ago perhaps, but we've got to keep working and believing that will happen again, and hopefully it will in the next few years.
What's in it for a supporter who's thinking of joining the trust?
It's a good question, Dale. I would maybe throw that back and say, and I do have that question asked of me quite often, what's in it for me? Nothing. Frankly, I know that sounds harsh, but it's not something for an individual. It's basically, do you want to support your football club in an extra way? to try and bring that together. Yes, there are little benefits where, like tonight, you would have got money off your ticket. So the events that we raise more when we have our events, we always have a two-tiered entry price, and therefore as a member you get a reduction, so you quite simply get your money back if you attend the events. But I don't think it should be looked at what's in it for me. I think it should be looked at what can I do to help my football club, and I think that's the biggest message. It's not for individual benefits, it's for the benefit of the community and for the benefit of Grimsby Town Football Club.
Oh, it's closed season now. How can somebody join the Mariners Trust?
Yes, same way as Everdale really. There are forms that are available in the club offices. They're also from the Secretary's address, which is 9 Rymer Close, Rymer Place, in Cleethorpes. But the other way, of course, is through www.marinerstrust.co.uk, and all the forms are up there to complete.